Society will tell you that life without a packed social calendar and without continuously being plugged into family and friends, that it's a tragedy. They'll tell you you're broken, you're an outcast, and that you're just an outright failure. Well, I'm here to tell you they're all wrong. But then, in their own way, yeah, they're also right. Yeah, because they'll go out there and they'll start pointing to this research, yeah, and that study, yeah, and that paperwork over there that was done, and yeah, and how many people were involved, and yeah, this and that and the other, that your chances of having a stroke or a heart attack have been increased. Yeah. They'll go even further. Yeah. And tell you about this other study that was done over here in this state and that state, and yeah. And how many people were involved in that one, and how many people were involved in that one over there. And guess what those studies found? That you also have a chance of an increase of getting dementia. Well, hello. I'm sorry to be the one to bust your bubble. Wake up call. But anything in life today as we know it is neither healthy or safe in any way, shape, or form now. Think about it. That's along the same lines of it. There's always a positive and negative to every argument now, isn't there? Well, I'm here to tell you today about the positive part of that equation. Yes. And the positive of all this. Think about it now. Guess who's left in the driver's seat finally? It's just you sitting there now. Yeah, now you're the one who's totally in control. Yeah. No longer do you have everybody and their brother in the back seat saying, "Whoa, better slow down. Oh, hey, you need to speed up over here. Hey, and don't forget when you come up, hey, make a right over here. Oh, and a left over this way." Yeah. Everybody and their frickin' brother telling you which way to go, what to do, what not to do in that game of life. Now, for once, you're the one who's totally in control. Yeah. As you're tootling on down the highway, yeah. You see that hitchhiker over there? Yeah, it's totally up to you. You can just keep tootling right along if you want. Yeah. But yep, now it's just you. You're the one that will decide, yeah, if you want to go ahead and let anybody back in. Now it's just you navigating down this final chapter and highway of life. You know, there's another thing though that I've seen and heard all the time, and I'm sure you have too out there on other YouTube channels, and how that is the speed of time on how just all of a sudden zip-de-doo-dah, it's gone. I'm thinking to myself, really? It's not the way I see it or remember it, or am experiencing it now. No. Here's the way I see it. When I look back at everything that happened last year, yeah, you start to see a pattern. What I remember is when my wife was admitted to the hospital last January, which would be January 2025, yeah. Time as we knew it right then, yeah. Well, for me, yeah, it came to a frickin' standstill, okay? Yeah. Then, once released from the hospital, then we had hospice on our side, taking, trying to ease us through as the days progressed and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, once back at the house, no. And somebody decided that it was time to go ahead and shift gears a little bit here, man. Yeah. And that's when things started speeding along at a pretty good clip, man. Yeah, and you know why? It's because it was just, something was always going on and being talked about or said about or not being talked about. Yeah. Yeah. Not being talked about. Yeah. Yes. Because you see, at this point, you had hospice and everybody else and their brother, yeah, saying you should do this and make this decision and da 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 da. Yeah. And at this point, man, we're headed down the Autobahn. I think at that point in time in the game, we must have been going faster than the speed of light. Because the next thing I knew, yeah, and come to find out, guess what? Yeah, about 5 exits ago, yeah, I should have taken that exit back there that said cemetery and funeral. We passed it by this point in time in the game. Yeah. See, that's the thing about life. Yeah. Once you pass up an exit like that, yeah. Unfortunately, you can't put the car in reverse. No. Yeah. We have yet figured out a way, yeah, to go hit the old, let's go backwards in time and fix that situation. No. Can't. People. It doesn't happen. Okay? And there's only one direction still. It's still down that highway. Still down that side road. Yeah. So, at first, I was goddamn freaking aggravated and pissed off at myself. Yeah. And then depressed. And then back to being pissed off and yeah. Roller coaster. Yeah. Roller coaster of emotion. Yeah. Yes. Slowly over time. Yeah. No, we're not speeding at 100 miles an hour no more down that side road. No. We're just crawling along now. Yeah. See what I'm talking about with time? Yeah. Yeah. So those people that are out there telling you how time just flies on by. That's because guess what? All those other influencers and people in your life, yeah, that you're surrounded by, that's what influences, I believe, true time. Yeah. So when you're truly alone, with no friends and no family, yeah, I think now you're in a totally different time zone. All by yourself. Yeah. I'm sure that if you probably ask those same people that Yeah, they've been thrown in jail. Yeah, I'm sure they don't say how times is flying by for them. Think about it. Only makes sense, right? Yeah. So yes, I eventually was able to come to the conclusion that, you know what? There's no way that I'm able to change the way my daughter thinks or believes, just like over all these years with my sister and brother, same scenario. They're going to go about their lives the way they see fit. They don't obviously care too much right now about the future, and definitely refuse about looking at the past on their thoughts of anything. Yeah. So there's only one way forward. Yeah. Now, will this continue this way? No, there is actually some hope. Yeah. Believe it or not. Yeah. After that little trip last year to go see my folks and realize that, man, we're still going down that rocky road path, even with my parents. Yeah. Well, believe it or not, it took about, 3-4 months down the road before they find it. See, they're not going to call. So I decided, let me give them one more try. Maybe, just maybe. Surprisingly, I was able to be on the phone for like about 20 minutes without talking politics. I was surprised. See, again, something else that people get so ticked off about to the point that everything comes to a standstill and walls get put up and all that and isolation and this, over bullshit. Yeah. That you can't control. Man. People. It's pointless. If it's not in your total control, well, what are you fighting about? Yeah. So there is some hope. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll be able to have a few more conversations about every other month with my folks for, and we won't talk about we can keep the politics maybe out that back door and not talked about whatsoever, and we'll be okay. Yeah. I'm sure everything will be fine until they pass. And then that's going to be a whole nother can of worms that we're going to be opening up now, huh? So yes, I have no problem whatsoever with that equation of no friends, no family. Yeah, no problem. Because I'm in control now. Finally, with the rest of this journey down this retirement road of life. And we might be on a little slower pace right now, but that's okay. Because we all know there's not that many miles left down this highway. So I'd like to take them at a little bit of a slower rate if you don't, understand what I mean. Yeah. I don't think at this portion of the game that we want to be in high gear speeding down the highway. No, I don't think so. Well, that's my story anyhow. Hey, what's yours? Do you all have still, for one reason or another, friends or family members out there that for the life of you can't seem to communicate with one shape or the other? Like to hear that, yeah, I'm not the only one still with that same, battling all the time with that. But again, I'm not battling with it anymore because hey, they made their decision, and you have to realize, no, you can't change their thinking 9 times out of 10. So guess what? It's not worth it. No. Yeah. That's why I have no problem with it, and I'm happy with just myself at the control, and my friends, they're around here somewhere. Right? Yes, no, baby? Sandy Dory? Sandy Dory? Maybe. See? Always come. Thanks, guys. Until we'll see. I'm gonna say goodbye. You can come up here. And we will see everybody on the next side road.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Our wags will never end. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Our wags will never end. Until our next adventure, be sure to check the side road. For that's where you'll find us, tails a-wagging on seeing your arrival again. Happy trails to you until we meet again.